Orlando Magic HQ was poppin'. So Magic fans, these last couple of weeks has been a roller coaster of emotions for a lot of us, as there was a lot of anticipation leading up to the NBA draft, where the Magic ended up selecting Anthony Black and Jet Howard with the 6th and 11th overall picks in this year's draft. And now, as soon as we transition right out of the NBA draft, it looks like we're already heading right into free agency, which begins on June 30th, this upcoming Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern. And then right after that, the NBA Summer League is beginning, which means that the NBA offseason doesn't stop, Brett James doesn't stop, and that's exactly what we're going to be talking about here today. But today we're going to be talking about 3 potential free agents that the Magic should go out there and try to sign in this year's free agency. So Magic fans, let's actually go ahead and talk about that. So before we really get into some of the free agents, let's actually take a look at the Orlando Magic situation. The Magic are projected to have the 5th most cap space in this year's NBA free agency period, with about $22 million in cap space to spend on free agents. And the 2 biggest voids in this Orlando Magic team and roster construction is having a consistent knockdown 3-point shooter and also having a backup big to a guy in Wendell Carter Jr. So Magic fans, we're gonna go with free agents from number 3 all the way to number 1, number 1 being the free agent that I think a lot of us want the most, and then number 3 is gonna be another target. But before I get into number 3, let's actually throw out an honorable mention, and I doubt that this happens, that's why he's an honorable mention, but Nikola Vucevic. Now with Nikola Vucevic, he's obviously a fan favorite and one of the most beloved Magic players to have ever played through this organization. Nikola Vucevic spent 10 seasons here in Orlando, the last 3 seasons with the Chicago Bulls, and the Orlando Magic had traded him to the Chicago Bulls during the 2020-2021 season, and the Magic had traded away Vucevic and Al-Farouq Aminu in order to acquire Wendell Carter Jr., Otto Porter Jr., and 2 first-round picks, which turned into Franz Wagner and now Jet Howard. We know Nikola Vucevic is a terrific offensive player in the pick-and-roll game, in the post game, mid-range. He's got an incredible 3-point shot, and he's got very solid passing capabilities. We know Vucevic is not the best defender, especially with his size. He's definitely a defensive liability, especially in a lot of pick-and-roll situations, but I think he does make up for it in general with a lot of other great qualities offensively speaking. His love for Orlando, the Orlando community, and especially what he can bring now as a veteran in this league who's been there and done that. And in a perfect world, I would love Nikola Vucevic to come back to Orlando, but it is reported that he is expected to get a 3-year, $65 million deal to return back to the Chicago Bulls. And while we did have some great years with him and some great memories with Nikola Vucevic, obviously wish him nothing but the best. That's why he's an honorable mention. Let's actually get into number 3. Now, talking about the number 3 free agent that the Magic should go out there and try to target in this year's free agency period is definitely a controversial one. It's going to come with guard from the Miami Heat, Max Strus. Now, Max Strus is just 27 years of age. He just averaged a career high 11.5 points per game this season with the Miami Heat. He shot 35% from behind the arc, and he's a career 37% 3-point shooter. When you talk about Orlando's weaknesses, the biggest glaring weakness with this team is having a consistent knockdown 3-point shooter. And while Max Strus may not be Steph Curry, he may not be Klay Thompson or even a Buddy Hield, Max Strus is a very good 3-and-D role player, and he does a great job of really just fitting into his role and playing his role at an extremely high level. Orlando this past season shot 47% from the field, which ranked 20th in the association, and 34.7% from behind the arc this season, 24th in the association. Orlando has a lot of work to do in terms of the shooting department, as you saw Paolo Banchero struggle in his rookie season with the 3-point shooting. Obviously, I expect him to continue to get better with that. I expect other guys like Jalen Suggs and Cole Anthony to continue to become better 3-point shooters, and just this roster as a whole as they develop more chemistry and continuity together. But the Magic still need to go out there and try to get a 3-point shooter. Max Strus is not the long-term solution, but I do think that he is a very formidable shooter. And Max Strus is going to be a guy, like I said, who's going to play his role. He's going to play it at an extremely high level, and he's going to go out there and be a dog every single night. Max Strus is going to be great in a lot of catch-and-shoot situations when guys drive the ball and they can kick it out to him at the 3-point line. And obviously, Max Strus was a huge part to the Miami Heat's postseason success, as guys like Jimmy Butler, Gabe Vincent, Kyle Lowry, Max Strus, everybody chipped in with this team, and that's why they were such a successful 8 seed. Max Strus, I expect him to get somewhere between a 3-year, $20 million deal. That's the reported projected range for him on the open market, and I don't think that's an overpay. I wouldn't mind signing a guy like Max Strus to come to Orlando. Now, getting into another free agent that the Magic should try to target, it's gonna come with another guard, this time from the Los Angeles Lakers, Austin Reaves. Now, Austin Reaves is just 25 years of age, and this past season for the Lakers, he averaged 13, 3, and 3 on 53, 40, 86 splits, and he really elevated his game for the Lakers as they got to the conference finals this past season. He averaged 17 points per game in the postseason and still shot 44% from behind the arc. And just yesterday, the Los Angeles Lakers extended both qualifying offers to both Austin Reaves and Rui Hachimura, making them both restricted free agents. And the max offer that the Lakers can actually give Austin Reaves is going to come with a 4-year, $50.8 million deal as a restricted free agent. And although the Lakers can only go out there and offer him that kind of contract, any other contract offer that 29 other teams want to go ahead and try to give Austin Reaves, the Lakers can go ahead and they can match that as he is a restricted free agent. And to me, Austin Reaves is just a terrific team player, someone all 30 NBA coaches would love to have on their team. He's a guy who's gonna play his role at an extremely high level. He's a guy who's gonna fit seamlessly, I feel like, with the Orlando Magic roster, as he's got great passing ability. He's a guy who can get down low, he can drive the ball. He's a very willing passer. He's a guy who hustles on both sides of the floor. He goes for loose balls. He can hit the big shot, and he can also take over games, as we saw in that Memphis series down the stretch. Austin Reaves is a guy who, if a guy like LeBron James can trust, I'm sure this Orlando Magic team can trust. And Austin Reaves, to me, like I said, is just a terrific team player. I can see him fitting in seamlessly with a lot of our guys, and I do think that Orlando would be a great landing spot for him. Austin Reaves has a lot of great qualities about his game, and I'd love to see him here in Orlando. And then the biggest free agent, and then the number one free agent that the Magic should try to go out there and target this offseason is going to come with center from the Milwaukee Bucks, Brook Lopez. I feel like this one has been circling around Magic Twitter a lot, and Brook Lopez, at 35 years of age, I think would be a perfect fit here in Orlando. Not only does Brook Lopez already have a home here at the Walt Disney Golden Oak community here in Orlando, Florida, but Brook Lopez fills one of the biggest void and needs for the Orlando Magic, and that's having a backup big. At 35 years of age this season, Brook Lopez put together one of his best campaigns. He was first team all defensive team this year, which he's made twice in his career. And Brook Lopez averaged 16 points per game, 7 rebounds, had a career high 2.5 blocks per game, shot 53% from the field, 37% from behind the arc, which was a career high on damn near 5 3-point attempts per game. Although the Milwaukee Bucks were bounced out in the first round this season, this Milwaukee Bucks team has been extremely successful, and they've had a lot of success not only because of Giannis Antetokounmpo and what Mike Budenholzer had put in place in Milwaukee, but also because of Brook Lopez and the defensive presence and the way that this guy has changed his career and his playing style from his days in Brooklyn to now being with the Milwaukee Bucks. Brook Lopez is one of the best all-around defenders in the game of basketball today. He's obviously a great interior defender. When you talk about rim protection, he can obviously, on the offensive side of the ball, space the floor. He's a guy who's an extremely great team player. He posts up, down low, he can hit the mid-range, and when he's used properly in the right situations, Brook Lopez is a terrific player, a great veteran, and you would be ecstatic to have him here in Orlando to not only be a veteran presence, but to also kind of mentor and teach these guys how to build a championship and winning culture here in Orlando. And I think Brook Lopez is a terrific player. I would love to see him here in Orlando. He's projected at 35 years of age to land a 2-year, $32 million contract, so about $16 million a year. And he needs to be a top priority this offseason for the Magic to try to go out there and sign, as he's already got a home here at Walt Disney. He clearly loves being in Florida, and obviously he would be a huge help on and off the court for this Orlando Magic team. And then when you look at the Magic's overall situation with our backup bigs, this is a huge void that a guy like Brook Lopez could fill, because the assumption would be that Wendell Carter is still going to be in the starting lineup. Whether you keep Wendell at the 5 or move him to the 4 and then insert Brook Lopez into the starting lineup at the number 5 spot, you're still going to have some backup issues when you talk about guys like Goga, Bol Bol, Mo Wagner, J.I. the Magic need to do a better job, and they need to go out there and get some more help in the front court with a backup big, and I think a guy like Brook Lopez can provide that. But Magic fans, that's it for this video. We want to hear your guys' thoughts in the comments down below. Give us some free agents that you want to see the Orlando Magic target this offseason, as free agency is just 2 days away. Like I said, Friday, June 30th, 6 p.m. Eastern, NBA free agency kicks off. But Magic fans, if you guys enjoyed today's video, make sure you guys go ahead and drop me a thumbs up. It takes 1 second and it helps me and the channel out tremendously. Make sure you guys also go ahead and hit that subscribe bell to stay tuned for more Orlando Magic content that I do here on YouTube. And make sure you guys also go ahead and follow me in OrlandoMagicHQ on all of our socials, especially on Twitter. We're both very active and we're on there every single day. The link tree will be in the description down below, so you guys can go ahead and check that out. But Magic fans, thanks again for sticking around throughout the whole video. Brett James, aka BJ, I'm out, y'all. Go Magic, baby. Peace.